Hi everybody, my name is Andrea of MAKADREZ.com. Today I am sitting here with Jes Perez in Castell Barnes.
Yep.
How are you today?
Good. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you.
Same. This is good. This is really
This is
good.
actually our reshoot.
Yeah.
Take two.
Take two of our reshoot because the first time things didn't go as planned.
It's okay. It's okay.
So I want to say thank you first of all for
Thank you.
taking the time out of your day to actually reshoot with me again.
Yes.
Of course.
So
Yes.
how are you doing today?
Feeling blessed, feeling energized, and feeling just ready to kick the month of June off.
Yeah,
with, like,
same.
good vibes.
Same. This is
right?
amazing. Like the first, I guess, 5 months has been super amazing for us. So I'm excited. I'm happy. This is really, really good.
It's been
yeah,
nonstop.
for sure.
Non-stop as far as what though?
Work.
Work. Yeah.
Busy is good though. Busy
Yes,
is good.
and productive.
And
as well.
productive, yeah,
We've been
yeah.
super Jess and I, we do a lot of tag team work. So within the school system and individually, we've been kicking off extremely well as well. So I'm excited. I'm ready for the second half of 2018. So this is going to be good. It's going to be really good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah,
So tell
for
us
sure.
a little bit more about exactly what is it that you two do? Because if someone looks at your Instagram, of course, it looks like you do everything. So what exactly, how would you define what you do?
We do everything.
Nah.
Now, Cass is like my part-time photographer.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. Well, I'm Jes Perez, as she mentioned. I am the founder and creator of Industry High TV, which is a platform for on-the-rise talent and for influential people like yourself who are doing positive work within their communities. I bring them on board and I showcase them in the most positive light that I could think of. I'm also involved with the community. I do a lot of community work as far as like mentoring young girls. I'm a part of MS 302 after school program, which is called Sheltering Arms. And I created a prom princess event that I brought to MS 302 just for young girls who don't have the resource to attend prom. I gave them donated the dress with the help of so many people who were involved.
Wow.
Makeup, hair, and all that stuff. But aside from that, I'm also a brand ambassador, video editor, content creator, and all that good stuff.
Tag me in, right?
Yeah.
Tag me in, right? So,
Tag Cass.
my name again is Castell Barnes. I run my own image consulting company where we operate out of 4 different countries and 16 states as well. What I do ultimately is provide speaking, brand, and development services for all organizations, but my clientele has been multimedia companies and also academia, institutions. So CUNY, SUNY, different Department of Education. I'm also a best-selling 2-time author. And I have an inspiration speaking album as well. So I consider myself like a full-on artist. But right now, a lot of my primal work is, image consulting, content development, and multimedia, kind of fintech as well. I'm diving into that as well, and academia. Yep.
4 countries.
Yeah.
How did you make those connections? Because that's huge.
I mean, for me, it's social
To
media.
operate within 4
Yeah.
countries itself, that's huge for
Yeah,
a
it's
company.
social media. So, operating in different countries really require, electronic curriculum because you can't be there, right? So that's the biggest thing as well. Is creating something where you could just pitch the organization and then just leave with a retainer and they could just implement, your program. So, I've built international relations off of social media. It's crazy. Like,
So do you consider your partners within the other countries brand ambassadors of your company?
well, more clients, but if word of mouth, if they're doing the whole brand ambassador things, they might do it. So yeah, it has that amplification, of course. But the biggest thing is, when I think about brand ambassador, somebody you pay to just do your brand. Like, okay, you're a representative of CJRB Inspirations, right? But I guess any client, any person that's, family, friends, anybody that support, what I do is automatically a brand ambassador. I like how you put that, which makes a lot of sense. But directly, I wouldn't say they're brand ambassadors under my payroll, but we just gonna say word of mouth. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Just to point that out. For sure.
And Jess,
Yes.
your organization, it's really interesting because within the unique aspect of itself that it helps young girls in need that basically prom is huge in a girl's life.
Yeah.
And if you can't go to prom, some people, it really hinders their junior high school experience that they weren't able to attend their prom. So what was the inspiration behind this idea?
Such a good question because my background is in radio, and back in 2013 I was privileged to work with Radio Disney. So I'm a former Radio Disney host, for those that don't know. But before I got to Radio Disney...
How long were you Radio Disney?
For 2 years.
Nice.
I was at Radio Disney.
How did you make that connection? I know I told you this one day.
This is how it ties into the Prom Princess event. So back in 2013, I contacted Radio Disney because I came about this amazing idea to just donate dresses to young girls that didn't have the resource to attend prom. So I contacted Radio Disney off a Google number that I found. And
really?
Yes, Google is my best friend, okay? And I contacted the lady and I said, listen, I have this amazing fundraising gala that I'm going to do. I'm trying to donate as much dresses as I can in New York City. Will I be able to bring this to your radio station? Can I promote this? And the lady got back to me. She's like, this is amazing that you're doing this, but unfortunately it's not within the age range and I can't have you promote this on Radio Disney.
What age were you looking to promote it to originally?
Between 14 and 18.
Okay.
So she said that unfortunately it wasn't within the age range, and I said, okay, cool, that's fine. But she did mention, please keep in touch with me and let me know how your event goes. And I did, and I was so persistent. I emailed her every Friday, like, happy Friday, Robin, how are you? And then as time passed, I was building with her, and I didn't even realize how I was building with her. Story short, she said, actually, they're looking for a Latina host. Do you mind coming in the next day? And I said, yes. I went in the next day. I wasn't able to promote my Prom Princess event on Radio Disney, but I got a Radio Disney job by contacting Radio Disney because I wanted to promote my event. So I always say that it's awesome to create your own opportunities because you just never know, like, how one opportunity, how blessing other people can bless you.
Yeah,
you just never know. You just never know. So that's how that whole Prom Princess
That is a
came
blessing
about.
in disguise, though.
Yeah, it was amazing. We donated over 100 dresses. We partnered with MAKADREZ. Inglot Cosmetics was on board with us. Chef Calvin was on board.
Wow.
It's so many people. So
you have been doing this organization since 2013.
Yes, since 2013. And this is the second time that I do the Prom Princess giveaway.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Are you planning on doing this like a yearly thing, annual thing, or every other year you kind of want to do it?
I definitely want to expand. I would love to bring this to like cities like LA, Miami.
LA,
yeah, and
Prom Princess,
and even in the Dominican Republic, because we don't celebrate prom in the Dominican Republic, and it hasn't been introduced.
Quinceañera or something.
Yeah, I mean,
you could do a
quinceañera, which is a whole different experience. But just celebrating accomplishments, and I think education. That's what prom meant to me. Like, wow, I was able to, accomplish such a great achievement in my life that normally a lot of young girls in the Dominican Republic can't because of, resources. Their parents don't have money to pay for their tuition. Yes, you do pay for tuition when you're in middle school in the DR. And I think that should be celebrated. And that's the whole purpose of creating this Prom Princess, to encourage young girls that, people are out there pushing them and people are out there that care.
Yeah.
So how many young girls would you say you have helped so far?
Over 150 girls.
Beautiful. That is
Amazing.
beautiful.
Yes.
It's incredible.
And this year we were able to donate to MS302 in the Bronx, Entrada Academy.
Yep.
And another school. I'm so sorry, I can't remember because there's so many. But the list goes
And
on.
what are the age group that the organization focuses on? Still 14 to 18, or do you go?
Well, this year it was between the ages of 12 and 16.
16, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me fix it. I'm sorry. This is real material.
See, guys?
It's fine. It's fine.
This is Mr. Barnes.
Helping out his lady. This is one of the reasons why I'm not
This is
going to cut this
bloopers
out.
right now.
I'm not cutting this out. This is staying in there.
What is going on right now? He is my stylist, I'm telling you. It's so awesome to be with another entrepreneur because he gets me. He's my stylist now.
This is one of the reasons why I wanted to interview them, because you won't ever find one without the other.
Yeah.
And being around them, from talking to them, you can see why the dynamic of these two just work.
Yeah.
It just works.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I just want to know, what is your secret to making it work?
I guess with us, it's
No secrets?
no secrets, being extremely transparent. And also, I guess, I don't know if you guys are into zodiac, but we're both fire signs. So it works for us, you know, and we're into the same thing. So
that's because most of the time they say the opposite with zodiacs, not the same signs.
Yeah, I don't know, but like with Jess and I, it's like we're into the same thing and we're one and the same. So Jess is an entrepreneur. Intellectually, she's there. So informally and formally educated. We're on the same level. She went to college. I went to college. You know, she had success in her business. I had the same. So I feel a lot of, you know, nowadays, you know, we're living in a different age where, you know, the future is female, right? And what happens with that comes a certain level of independence where it's like, I don't really need to be in a relationship. But with us, we understand that interdependence is what's going to keep us going, right? And being transparent and being open.
Interdependence. That's a strong word.
Yeah, interdependence is very, very true. Is understand that in order for us to work, because we made the decision to be with one another. You know, I was single for 2 years, just the same thing. We made it work. You know, so what makes it work for us more extensively is just having fun too. You know, understanding that, all right, we have financial goals, we have entrepreneurial goals, we have individual personal goals, but together we need to have fun because all of the pressures that is faced on us, because we take 100% responsibility on our business stuff. So it's like when we get together, let's just have fun, you know, and we got to help each other grow because we deal with payroll, invoice, certain societal pressures, right? That tells you because you're this. So we, you know, battle against that. But kind of, you know, when we get together, it's like really that stuff doesn't matter, right? So what keeps us, I would say, fun, just keeping it fun. You know, like every time we meet, it's something new. We're talking about a book. We're talking about, you know, what's the next art spot we should go to? What's the next interactive spot? You know, do we have enough cash for a little getaway? So it's really about having fun. Like, I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, and I also think that walking in your purpose, because before I met Cass was already doing, you know, he was already the motivational speaker, the author, going out to different public schools, mentoring kids, and I was doing the same. And I think it's just so important to be with someone who is aligned with your goals and aspirations and someone who wants the same things that you want. Like, I've always thought about legacy, wealth, like being with someone that will help me and propel me to grow and also be open to understand that, you know, tomorrow I might wake up and be a different person. Like, growth is every single day. And
I agree with that.
I think that is very important when you come together with your purpose mate, that there's an understanding, a mutual understanding of that.
Yeah, that's spot on. And it has to be intellectual too and spiritual. It has to be a holistic experience, right?
Stimulate my mind, baby.
Yeah, like mentally you have to, because at some point, you know, physically you're intact, right? You come to, you're like, I'm at a certain age, I know who I am, I'm self-aware, but it has to be this continuum of like intellectual orgasms. Like, oh my God, you just stimulated me this way, because we could just be single and do what we want to do safely, right? So when you get into a relationship, especially me, I come with a daughter, I come with, you know, aspirations, I come with, you know, a child. So the woman that I wanted to be with in the future, which is now Jess, it had to make sense for me. It's like, does she like kids? Does she, you know, so it was a lot for me. And, you know, I've dated, but nobody was around my daughter, you know, and it wasn't, I didn't really see it. So for us, it's just fun and just being ready and ambition, you know, like, for me, I love the fact that Jess is ambitious, you know, like she wants more, you know, and she has her own set of morals and goals, but she's willing to learn too, because that's another thing. A lot of people is boxed in, you know, I'm like, what do you want to do, Jess? And she's down. And I'm like, oh, okay, because I've skydived, I've rock climbed, I like all of that. And Jess is like, oh, I'm down. I was like, oh yeah, let's do it. Yeah, like I'm big on that. Like I'm big on different things. You know, so that was important.
So, since we're on the topics of relationships, what are some of the things you would tell somebody that you should know about yourself before you could go into that committed relationship? Because it sounds like you both had your own individual self journeys before you were able to find each other.
You want me to start and then you close? Because you're like big on, you want.
That is such a great question. No, if you want to start, go ahead. Because my mind is like rushing right now. I'm thinking so many things.
Yeah, because I'll let Jess close out, because this is a topic Jess is, I'm very straightforward.
I'm so
She's
far
very-
from like the whole self-love expertise and
Yeah,
no.
so-
No, but this is not about expertise. It's more about your individual.
So individually, I would say
Like,
prior
what would
to
you
any
suggest?
relationship, I would look at growth. I would look at, you have to have a certain level of patience.
Yeah.
And you have to be self-aware of who you are and you're standing in the world, right? You have to say, going into this relationship, am I have the patience to relearn myself while I'm with this person?
Yeah.
Because I could tell someone to be 100% themselves, but then there's like a start over button once you get with somebody else. You understand? Your finances is different. There's no longer like individualism, right? So sometimes we tell people, know yourself, and of course be self-aware, understand who you are, your culture, your heritage, your lineage, your purpose in this world, understand who you are. But then it also have to be like, do I have the patience to relearn myself? It's like the person that was successful in a corporate atmosphere, but then they become an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what's the real prerequisite to entrepreneurship? It's like you literally have to do it because everything you learn,
journey.
you can be a CEO at a big Fortune 500, but then become an entrepreneur and struggle.
Yeah.
Right? Vice versa. You could be a great entrepreneur and then go into that. So I would say preliminary to any relationship, if you're diving into a relationship, know who you are, self-awareness, but also ask yourself, do I have the patience to relearn myself in a relationship? Which is two different situations, right? Like, because you got patience with yourself and your flow, which is good, but then you learn somebody else and be like, oh my God, they have totally different beliefs or similar, but this person reacts to this, and I'm like, that doesn't matter. So yeah, self-awareness, but then patience to relearn and always keep learning. That's very, very important.
I love how you covered that.
Yeah.
That was amazing. I feel like, yes, know yourself, but also experience life. Like, when did it become a norm to meet your mate right away? Like, sometimes we have to go through breakups to appreciate the person that will come next. Sometimes you have to cry, and sometimes you have to go through the struggle. Sometimes you have to, talk to your girlfriends about XYZ was an a-hole. Like, those are part of your experiences before you meet your mate.
Yeah.
And I think that for me, because I've been, engaged in the past, I've had, my heart broken several times, and all of that, I don't take it as, why me? Why did that happen to me? No, in the midst of going through those experiences, I was able to find myself. I was able to find myself spiritually, and also what I wanted in a man and what I don't want in a man. And I think that we can't skip the process. We can't skip the journey of meeting who you're really supposed to be with.
So, babe, so you're saying preliminary is like you have to experience. Oh, I like what you said.
Yeah, sometimes you
So
have
you're
to
saying
go through
in order-
the fire. You have to go through the fire.
In order to make it through the fire, you have to endure it.
Together.
Okay, I like that.
In order to see glory, you have to go through the fire.
In order to break through fear.
And that's in everything that you do. And that's in relationships, that's career-wise. You just have to go through the process. And before I met Cass, I dated like so many a-holes. You would think, like, really, Jess? You're such a sweet girl. But believe it or not, like, I got stood up on dates. Like, I would go on first dates and nobody would call me back. And I'm just like, whoa.
But you wouldn't say, would you still
What
say,
happened to me?
looking at a a-hole in the sense that it was kind of a lesson now.
It was
So
a
it wasn't
lesson.
really like, okay, they were a-holes, but now you're looking at it like maybe they just wasn't on my level too much. Because
She's saying
sometimes
that you have to experience.
You have to experience.
Before
You
can
have to
know.
experience. And sometimes as women, we might feel like we don't deserve to get our heart broken. But maybe we do deserve to get our heart broken so
Wow.
that we can appreciate the next person that you deserve.
Woo.
Oh, nice.
Woo.
Whoa.
That is.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's strong.
Wow,
That
wow.
is strong.
And that's how I've seen it in my 31 years of life. I could say that I've mastered moving forward.
Can we get you to snap right now?
Yeah.
Snap right now.
No, that was amazing.
That was,
like,
it was deep.
because a lot of people will tell you to stay away from heartbreak in order
Right.
to prepare yourself. Well, if we look at different religions or different things, it's saying keep a straight path and then meet that person, where you're saying you got to zigzag before you meet that person. And that's a whole different doctrine, which is...
Yeah. And you know what? I got that from my father,
That was dope.
who I decided at 21 years old that I wanted to leave my house. And I told my dad, I'm ready to like be in Miss Independent. My dad said, you are? I said, yes. I want to live life. I want to live life. I don't want to be under your roof anymore. I just want to go and explore the world. And I would never forget my dad's words. And he said, you're going to go and experience life. Figure it out.
That's it.
Figure it out. And that to me was just like, what? Figure it out. Guess what? I had in the middle of nowhere in Fairfield, California, okay, north of Cali, I had to figure it out. No
Obviously
friends, no family. I couldn't call back. You know, I had to figure it out.
Right.
So
That is
that's
beautiful.
just part of life.
Well,
Bars.
guys, now you know
Bars.
why I wanted to interview them two together.
Yeah.
Because this right here is like a crash course on know yourself before you get to know anybody else.
Yeah. Thank you.
So let's just backtrack a little bit.
Yeah.
Because individually, as entrepreneurs, you guys were both entrepreneurs before you were together,
Yep.
and as an entrepreneur couple together. So what have been the biggest challenges you have faced individually in your entrepreneur journey?
My biggest challenge is not taking business personal. As a woman, I'm very emotional, very sentimental. That's the sad part of me. And I've had to learn within the 5 years that I've been doing Industry High is learning the business aspect of doing my business. You know, not everyone is looking at gender. Not everyone is looking at, you know, your social status. It's at the end of the day is, can you cut that check, yes or no? And I've had to learn how to not take business personal. And it's been quite of a journey for me because I've built a team. That team didn't work out. I've had to go on a 5-month hiatus because I didn't know where I could record Industry High. You know, I've had people who didn't believe in Industry High, who now believes in Industry High. So all of that ties into like challenges that I've had to face. But I think that what keeps me going is the real purpose behind it and the legacy, and also just wanting to do more. Just wanting to do more and to be able to be creative, which is what I love to do, to be creative. But also knowing that sometimes your creativity won't. Sometimes you get so caught up with being creative that you don't really think about the money. And as an entrepreneur, you have to think about money.
You do.
You have to think about money. And I think that, you know, as a woman, I've shied away from the conversation of money. And now being with someone who's like, you know, money mindset, like, let's get it, you know, let's monetize, has helped me so much to put a value on what I do. And really take that serious and not shy away to tell people, like, this is what I charge. And as women, that is okay. Like, how could you not? Like, I've dealt with other women who shy away from the budget question.
Really?
I'm just like,
I don't.
why?
You know what's
Why
crazy?
does that happen?
Sometimes I don't think it's necessarily like a gender thing. I think it's based on how you condition, right? So if you take like where we come from, we're taught to be pious and take what you could get, and this is your second class citizen, XYZ, and I really feel like it's kind of thing we have to build as minorities, right? And not be afraid to put a value on what you're doing. You understand? And you know, again, you're taught to be pious, you know, keep your head down, make
But with that
money,
being said,
and being
you have to know
corporatized.
your value first. Though.
Right.
Most people do not know their
Self-awareness,
value.
and that's like the preliminaries to business is the same thing to relationships, right?
Yeah.
So, and you will learn like how you think about yourself and what you tell yourself every day is the life you will live. So it really starts at home, and home not only being family and a household, but home being you, your own empire.
Yeah.
So, not to cut you off, but
No, it's
I
okay.
felt like you hit a point, and I was like, you know,
It's
I wanna
okay.
say-
You mentioned that it's not a gender issue, but I do feel like it's a conversation issue between women. Like, I
Right,
feel like
right.
women don't really talk about monetizing around what they love to do, and we just shy away from the question of how much do you charge? How much, is XYZ? Like, why is that a big issue?
Why do you think that? So why do you think that's the case with women?
I think that people are so used to getting everything for free. Like, at one point, it's like, okay, how much of my service can I give to you for free? Or people expect for you to give your services for free because XYZ person knows the other person, which is why I always say that you have to put a value to what you do, because people will spread the word. If you continue to do free stuff, people will say, oh yeah, I worked with Jess. She did my photo shoot for free. You can contact her, So then that kind of like dies out, and people won't start seeing you as a person of value. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm big on.
I don't know. It's
setting a price. Like, I'm big on, because it's my time, and I'm in business. Like, I incorporated to be in business. Now, prices will go up, but if I came in at a $500 price point and now I'm at $2,500, and you see the work I'm putting in, but I'm very like straightforward. Like, I can't really give a philosophy around the woman's conditioning, because I'm not a woman, so I'll leave that to you. But I can make valid analysis based on business and why XYZ. We can also look at wage wars and how it's kind of the woman for centuries, even still, is kind of second to man, depending on culture and religion and XYZ. So it really is self-worth. And once you know your self-worth and you look into the market, like, okay, if somebody's charging, the going rate for photography is like $150 an hour, why am I charging $50? Or why am I going free? You got to tell yourself that. And then on top of your price, what you set your price as, or your price point, you got to give, like, social media as your resume. Right? So if you see all my work and it's beautiful, and you see all my content, you expecting free is kind of like disrespectful in the business world.
Especially if you don't know me.
Right. But a lot of people feel like if you're not on TV or commercial or big box name, you shouldn't be charging too much, right?
And that's disgusting.
Which is crazy. Which is crazy, yeah. So I really feel it's about knowing yourself, and the going rate, prices go up. Like the Migos said, like, prices going up, so people got to respect it. And a lot of people that's asking for your services usually is someone that's been following you for some time, right? Or they word of mouth. So you go to my stuff, it's like, oh, this is all you, and then you're trying to lowball me. But negotiations is part of business too, and I think it's something as a business owner we have to understand that the consumer or the wholesaler, whatever the case is, going to come in low. So you set high and come in the middle. Sometimes it's not even gender or nothing. It's just, I know I could pay him $1,000. Let me come in at $450 and see what he says, right? Even though he says, $2,000.
Or sometimes it's just the right approach. Like, if you approach me with, can you help me?
Right. Right.
Can you help me? I don't have a budget. Can you help me? This is a project that I am passionate about. Like, that changes the whole different conversation. It's like, wow, this person is really asking for my help. Why would I not help this person? It's your approach.
I think we got to speak to the skeleton of it all.
Yes.
I wanted to create